Welcome back to Satisfactory version 1.0, the release version. My name is Nilaus and I will be your guide on this factory game build. Yes, it's going to be factory game. I'm going to be very much focused on the factory aspect, not on the aesthetics and architecture. Very much on presenting cool builds for you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to continue. I have a number of really cool builds that are really efficient here in the starter game that I want to show to you. And sort of also progress. So we're going to be progressing into tier 3 and 4. And then do some of the builds. We're going to do a rotor build, we're going to do coal build, and we're going to do steel build. And all those are really nice and crisp. So let's get on with it. We're also going to be unlocking a little bit more in terms of the SAM fluctuator thing. So we're going to build this. This is my favorite animation in the game. Not the building, but after this. And it got even better. So let's jump into this view here. The only thing that kind of bugs me is it doesn't get colored. Like, why do you not get colored? Maybe that's because, okay, maybe it's because they redid animations of it for the launch and then they didn't get around to doing the coloring because it's just so jarring that it's not the same color as the rest of the factory. But anyway, look at this. Now there's more up there than usual. You can see there's some blinking lights. That's actually weird why those blinking lights are not really turning into something that's visible. Shouldn't that be? Okay, so now the cantina is coming down. I thought there would be more. Okay, so this is... Love this part. There we go. It's hooked up. It's connected. And then we need to launch the next part. We can actually do that immediately. And let's go out of that mode. Yeah. No, not you. All right. So what we're going to do is we need to launch the smart plating. We've already prepared that. Of course we have. So that I can... Actually, I don't want these anymore. There, these three are box crafters. And this one is also doing some crafting. Oh yeah, we have plenty. Let's actually get you to do something else instead. I'm going to get you to do multi frames. Don't think I need you to do that quick. Are these here? Nope, they are fine. Let's see, what is it I want in here? I want that one and I want that one. At least they can get going. Grab this and here. Good. So we now have everything we want to do to get into the next tier. So let's do that first. And that's just going to be that one. Completed. And then as I load it, then we get a new cool little animation, which I really like. Let's have a look what we get for this one.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better fix-it future.
Alright, that's good. Let's launch it and then get to see what that looks like, because that's also really cool. It does bother me a little bit that there's no platform. I thought there would be a platform up there. Let's see if that comes when we send some more stuff up. Like those 50 smart platings. I wonder how much can be done with that. So off we go with the cantina is off we go. And then it should get up there and start constructing. Wee, look at that. Oh, that's actually really nice. So it makes the clouds by pushing stuff away. Look at that.
Project assembly completed.
Isn't that amazing?
This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far.
Adequately.
Reminder,
Awesome.
Not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of Project Assembly.
Yeah, kittens and puppies. We can't have any illegal immigrants coming in and eating our kitties and puppies, can we? Whew, that is surprisingly relevant and surprisingly irrelevant as well. Right. Well, we have. Oh, this looks good. I love having that one hovering above us. Cool. So we have more things to do. More things. Because over here by this technology, this one, because I went out and I harvested some hard drives. We are not gonna do scanning more hard drives though, but I have 14. I went out there and get it, so we don't have to watch running around in the world. But we also picked up a little bit of steel, so let's use the steel to unlock the SAM fluctuator and see if we can get a little bit of sneak peek on this weird AI thing or weird thing that's encroaching.
SAM fluctuator recipe unlocked. The fluctuator can mimic unique communication through patterns of electric frequencies to instruct reanimated SAM to perform specific tasks or give specific restrictions, such as matter to energy conversion. It can also function as matter memory, reading the exact composition and state of a collection of matter in one location, breaking it down, and near instantly reconstructing it in another location, which has incredible potential for smart storage.
There we go.
Solid to fluid to a tapestry. Matter, 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 and mind and melody.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of this. The reason why I'm gonna take this is that I want to... Is that the one I'm looking for? Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. We want to make a lot of modular frames. And I don't bother building a dedicated build for modular frames. At least not right now, but I might do it a little bit later. But I don't want to do it right now because it's such a pain, and you don't really need a lot of modular frames. You need modular frames for construction and for unlocking resources, unlocking new upgrades. But you don't really need it for that much more. So what are we going to do today? Well, we are going to build a rotor build first. I know we just unlocked. Well, we actually should unlock steel, right? But I think the unlocking of steel requires a ton of rotors. Coal power we need, and steel we need. And steel needs a lot of modular frames that we have handcrafted or box crafting, and then some rotors that we have to set up. But in order for us to set this up, there is a steel version of rotors that I know a lot of people like. It's nice. I like it. It's good. But I actually really want to just use the default one. But I want to use casted screws. So what we need to do is we need to start using some of our hard drives. Get over here. Scan some hard drives. And wait until we get some casted screws. So here's the thing. When you have something listed like this, then as you get roll the next one, you cannot get the two that are visible here. So fine concrete and fused wire are junk recipes, at least for me right now, complete junk. So if I pick one of them, then the other one can still come up as another roll. But if I leave them here, then the next one that comes in cannot get any of those two. And that means if you get some junk recipes, just leave them here. Just leave them here and then put in another one so you get two new options. And that means you can sort of constrain the solution space, because if there are 20 possible ones and I want one of them, the casted screws, then if I can take sort of these out of the pool that I can draw from, then it's going to be more likely that I get the one I need. So that's what we're going to do. And let's also, while we wait for this, we're going to do that for a bit. We are going to do some overflow of for an awesome sink, because we want the awesome sink up and running. And then I just realized that we're going to have to do something else as well, because in order for me to do the overflow, I need to have that one unlocked. So yeah, let's unlock this and see if we can get some hard drives. That's just going to be waiting around for a little bit. Let's start by making a build for the overflow. So what we want to do is we want to have an awesome sink that will just pick up any excess from any of these builds that we have, and then sort of just funnel it over to my rocket. Well, it's not a rocket, but my space elevator, and then from there just put it in an awesome sink and get some tickets out of it. That would be pretty neat. So what we're going to do is we are going to do an overflow. In order for us to do an overflow, we need to have a smart splitter. So we'll put that right here, and then get those in. Is this full? Yes, it's full. Okay, so if I look here, I want to switch this to overflow. Good. Then it gets a little bit more tricky. I'm going to take this, and then that's going to be a merger. 1, 2, 3. take these two out. And then because of the way I place it, then it will connect smoothly here. And you heard that little tick. That means what I've done now is I built or prepared a belt up here that flows that way. So I can do the same thing for the next. That means I'm going to take this one, that one, and rebuild the lines here, and get this to be an overflow. And then we're gonna take this part over. Oops, that is the. We're building a little bit down on the ground, and then when we build a bigger build, I'm gonna be activating the flying. This game is so much more enjoyable when you can fly. It's unbelievable how much it changes the way the game works. And then I'm gonna go up to a Mark II and get it in here. So now you can see the point here is that anytime we have something, when this one is full of well, storage, then the rest just flows in and becomes part of the awesome sink. So at this point, we can just set up the rest of them, and then we can see the whole thing working.
The effigies ripples through our temples, our veins nearly touch. He is shy, notes shall be taken and played.
From a certain perspective, your brain looks like it is processing language, but there is no auditory data. If you are hearing voices that are not mine, this is no cause for concern. It is a common side effect of extreme pressure and stress.
That's interesting, isn't it? Now we're just flying back to our base, but that was an interesting thing from picking up a Summer's Loop. So we're back in our base, and as I've mentioned a few times, it's impossible to see what's going on. So we're going to do this, and we now have a red color. The color is changing based on the hype trains. So if the winners of hype trains during my live streams get to choose the colors that the factory will be until next time that happens. We can see this belt here is now full of stuff that is in excess, and yeah, it just goes over and gets turned into tickets, which is really nice. That means anytime we build a new build, we have to hook it up to this line, and yes, it'll probably be overflowing at some point, but then it'll gradually be better. We have down here, we have 2 pure iron nodes and 2 over here, so this one will be getting up here, and then that will be part of our rotor build. And we now have also a better, let's have a look at the MAM there. That's almost there. All right, perfect. And okay, we just have that one. So that should be, we get, well, I'm just going to look at it because it was like, what was it, 10 seconds or something? All right, so what we need to do is we need to make a rotor build, and that is here. There we go, we just got the MAM. Let's have a look at, see what we got. We got the, steel screws. Don't want to take any of this. But I do want to just keep getting more hard drives. Yes. Right, so what we need to do now is we want to do the rotor, and that's 20 iron rods and 100 screws. So let's look at the screws now, and that's going to be here. So we now have the caster screws, that gets us 50, which is half, so we're going to have 2 of these. And then I need 1 more. Okay, that's a little bit off, and that will be the iron rods, which is only 15, and this one needs 20. So I could either have 2 of those and work them at lower speed, or I can say, look, this one is working at 15, so this will be 15 iron rods, and this is, no, actually I need to do, okay, so if I want to do this, I want to find out how much raw iron ore that's needed to put into this one. So the 100 screws is going to be 12.5 times 2, that's 25, and then the 20 iron rods is going to be 20 gears. So it's going to be 45 inbound. Now, if I want to scale this for 45, then it's kind of difficult to get something that is coming in with a belt Mark II. But what if I was saying I wanted to scale this one down so that it was only working at 200 divided by 3 ratio. So that would be, now I'm going to be producing 2.667, and that I need this many iron rods and this many screws. So let's scale that down as well. This one is, oh, that's a weird number. There. So that produces 33 screws. Copy and paste, which will then also require 8.33 times 2. And this one will then be, what was it needed? It needed 13.33. Sure, that's the thing. Output 13.3333. There go. And that's obviously the same amount inbound. So now the question is, if I have 8.33 plus 8.33, that's for the rods, plus 13.33. There we go. That's 29.99. That means this is the 30. So this is going to be the ratio we build it at. And then it's just a matter of figuring it out. That means I need one smelter into this build. Cool. So off you go. We can redo that because I need to start with the smelter. And the smelter needs to be placed here, right? That's how, yes, that's how all the other ones are. And I'm going to need to make it 3 wide. So again, this would be where, like normal blueprints, where you could just build a little thing and then just copy paste it, and then it would be happy. That would be awesome. Constructors, that will be, I think it's going to be here. 2 and 3. We're going to do that constructor first. Look at this, how, oh man, just the fact that we can see things, like building it like this. Oh, this is so bad. I know it's part of the game and all that, but I also have Factorio to play in a month's time, so I want to get as far as possible, and doing this thing is not going to get us to where we want to be. So this will be spreading the 30. Actually, why wouldn't it be easy? It would be so much nicer. Why did I not build it like that? That's just so much nicer. Then I only really need one of these. Yeah, that's definitely makes sense. Then I need to have an assembler there. And where do I want to build it? I think I want to build it like this. Yeah, it's just over the edge, I think. That's definitely not what I... No, I don't like that. We'll just nudge it into place. That's much nicer. There. Kind of forget that feature. Yeah, I think this is nicer. Yeah, let's do that. So what that means is that I am going to get a... And that's going to be a merge. That's now smart splitter and a merger. And that's going to go in the middle. Okay, so I think we got everything now sorted. Let's hook it up. So my 30 iron ingots comes out. It goes into here, into here, and into here. Then this goes in here, this goes in here. And then now we have to remember, this is actually going to do the alternate casted screws at 200 divided by 3. This ratio, which is going to be more than 30 outbound, which means that since there are 2, then I'm actually going to need a faster belt here. So that's going to be a Mark II belt. But this has to be just a Mark 1 belt, because that's not fast. And you're going to be working on some rotors, and they are going to be... What's the rest? The speed? Like that? Yes. Okay, so that's the rotors. And the only thing missing is this one, which was going to be 13.3333. There we go. There you go. So that is the build. Then I'm going to do... It looks so much nicer. Then I'm going to do 4 of those builds. And then we can hook it up. Here we are. I think it's ready to set up. So we'll drag this in. There we go. Oh, freight re-entry. Something is completed. And we're going to get this in. And then that will give us a lot of rotors. How many rotors is that actually? 2.6. Don't do math on stream. Times 4. Okay, 10 point something. 10 point or something. That's really nice amount of rotors. Plus, any overflow will just be fed over there and turned into tickets as well. So this is really nice. This comes in and works here and onwards and onwards. Right. So at this point, we now have the next task. Next big task is now we completed all the basic stuff. We ignored modular frames. Now it's time for steel, and it's time for coal power. I would usually do coal power first, but since we have a pretty good setup here, though I don't like them, they're red, then I feel that that's probably okay. I think cool. Next is the foundry. So let's look at the foundry build, because it's obviously going to be over here, and it'll be this part will be, this will be the corner where it goes in. So we have the foundry. Oh, modular frames. Yeah, let's get a few modular frames for the design. All right, let's do some design work. I think we have all we need, and we need the foundry, and let's see with the foundry. So here's the thing. We got the solid steel ingot, which is just by far the best one. So it takes iron ingots and coal at even amounts, even amounts coming in, and then makes additional steel ingots compared to what's coming in. Nice. So this is a pretty good ratio, and it's also easy because you get the same amount in, so you need to get the same in here. So that's good. We also have the additional advantage of this place has coal right out here. This is absolutely amazing place. For coal, we have iron right there, and then we have coal out here. I've actually tapped these. This looks like there are more, but there's 2 impure nodes, and then there are over here, there are 2, this says temp, but there are 2 normal modes as well. So those are the ones, we're going to save the normal ones for coal and take the impure ones up for steel. So how much steel do we want to make? Well, all of it. But I could design it towards a belt of 120, which is what's coming in now from here. But I actually think that as soon as we get this, we're going to get the Mark III belts. And when we get the Mark III belts, it can come in at 270. So we can design it for 270. So let's think about that. There, this one will now be a smelter that will go in here. So the smelter will be able to make the iron ingots, but only at 30 per minute. So either I need to overscale this, or I need to downscale this. If given the choice, we're always downscaling. That means this one comes down to 30 of these inbound. And that means if I have a belt coming in here of 270 and another belt over here of 270, then I will need 9 of these belts. So I can just make a belt that looks like this and just take 9 of that. Excellent. Let me see. I am going to build it right here. There. And then you are going to be like that. Let's take this out and this out. And then let's look at how we want to design it, because it's going to be on the same path. This is coming in right here. Okay, perfect. So that goes in here. And then the other one will come all the way from over that side, and then I will build it in like this. 1, 2, 3. Then I am going to do a like this, and then inbound and inbound and inbound and there. So that is very easy little module, and then we can just replicate this. Let's see, replicate it over here. There, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Looks good. So let's hook all of this up just to start with, and then we can figure out what we're going to do with all the ingots coming out. And we now build the initial part, the actual part where it makes what are they called? The ingots. So now we have ingots, and how many ingots do we actually have? That's a weird question. Well, that's not a weird question, but it's 270 inbound of each of these, and then it's going to be 1.5 times that, so it's 405 outbound. But I don't think I want to consider it in that regard. I think I want to do it in another regard, because there are 2 things I want to craft from this. That is going to be these 2 things. That is going to be pipes, which comes in at 30. And then it is beams that are super expensive. But those are the ones we need a lot of. Well, we need a lot of both of them. But anyway, that's what we want. So this is coming out at 30. So what if I was saying 2 of these go into one of this? Oh, 3 of those, right? So that's a design that we already have tried before and know that it works. So we can do that and there. So these will be pipes, pipes, and pipes. They need 30 inbound each, and that means I need to get a splitter here, splitter, and a splitter, and then a merger here. There. So that is going to be for one, and then the next one will be the same here. That one, and this. Good. So that is now 120 steel pipes outbound. Nice. What about the next one? And there. So this is coming out at 45, and this one is here. The steel beams are coming in at 60. So I think the easiest is just downscale that one a little bit. And then just say that's probably gonna be it as well. There. And so, of course, this is not gonna work because I am not coming. This is not coming in at 270. It's only coming in at 120. But hey, it'll be enough to get this going. And once it gets going, then we can, well, we can always scale it down. Cool. So let's hook this up and see it in action. It works. It is glorious. It's awesome. It's perfect. Well, it's not perfect because we don't have enough resources inbound. We're getting a little bit of this and a very, very small part of that. This is definitely something we need more of, but it's also going to be a little bit of a challenge because right now we're still, like, this is insanity, and don't do this at home, kids. Making foundries and scaling it to the size and running on biomass burners. I love the fact that biomass burners can now take a belt in, but that's also a little bit of a trap for me because I just didn't bother with coal because I always hate setting up coal. But hey, we're gonna cut this one out because I'm afraid that my base will just fall apart in a second. Instead, we're gonna go show how I want to do a coal power plant, because one of the things about coal power plants is that it takes a long time to set up. Yeah, it does. But it doesn't take proportionally as long time to set up more than it is to set up a little bit. So what you should be thinking about is what is the maximum I can set up so that I can set it up once and then just be done with it and then just not really worry about it anymore. So I think well, I don't think, I know that's what I want to do. I think I need to push it one back. So what I want to do is I set up a coal power plant. We'll just talk a little bit about how it works. It doesn't say, but it takes 15 coal per minute. I was told that there was a bug, so while working right now, if you're doing it right now with coal power plants, always keep some coal in inventory, otherwise it can stop importing. I don't know if it's fixed, but that was something that was said, and it doesn't really hurt to have 4 coal in inventory. It also takes water, 45 water, so that's what it means is that one belt of 270 divided by 15 means I can do 18 for one coal patch. And I just so happen to have 2 coal patches out here. One is there. And the other one is up there. Those are normal patches, and we're going to take those. That means each of those can feed 18 of the coal power plants. That's a lot. So what I want to do is I want to do something that's nice and symmetric. So what I'm going to do is I want to have this at higher levels. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to take this inbound like this. And it does say that it's connected, but I don't like that connection. It's too close, so I'm gonna go, we'll just nudge it our way in. There we go. Is that a good location? Does it connect, or does it need to be? I think we'll do it that way and then see if we rebuild this, if it does connect. It did say the click sound, so it is connected. There. And now I don't need the water inbound. So did I prepare that? Yes, I did. So we're going to get the water inbound, and I'm going to get them inbound over on this side. 1, 2, and 3. So that it goes over here on the first one. And since this is taking 45, then, and these pipes can take 300. So that means 6 power plants for 1 pipe. That means I need 3 full pipes and for this. So that's kind of how I set this up, and I want to make it as close as possible. So we have, of course, made sure that we have all the goodies already brought along. So we can just start building it like this. Like that. And that should get us 18 down there. But, you know, this is pretty cool and all. But didn't we say we had more? Yeah, we did. So let's also take a look at it from the other perspective as well. This will be here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's going to be opposite on the side. They're going to be rotated. So I'm going to go... let's do it the other way around. Let's do this one first. Get you. Rotate this way. And we're just going to look at... There it's lined. And... That's too close. We'll take that one. And then I think it still works. It did make the sound, so that's perfect. And oh no, that's not perfect. This is too far in. I need this to move back. Oops. There, there, and there. And we use this for benchmarking or for adjustment. Closer and further away, this one. That's out, that's out. And then I need to drag this in here. There. Right, let's build 18 on either side. So this was the easy part. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's actually true. This is the easy part. We put up the pipes here, we put up the belts, we put up the power poles, we put all that stuff in, and we have requested some stuff out here. They should be working. Yes, they're working very slowly, but they are coming in. What about this one up here? Also working, good. Alright, so they are eventually coming in, but they're only coming in at 120 per minute. And that means you can only service 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that means this one has to be cut out for now, because otherwise it just flows too far down and gets like, these will start up and stop and start up and stop, start up and stop, and that's not good. So what I will do instead is I will now focus on the hard part. The hard part is absolutely without a doubt the soup vertical. There we go. This is by far the hardest part. It always is. Let's do this here. The water pumps, because water pumps are always awful. And luckily we built it close to the water, so you don't have to do like massive amount of pumps, but we do have to do a little bit of pumping. So I'm gonna take here, and I'm actually have a good idea. There and there. I'm gonna say that's a good idea. I'm gonna get you to be there, and then you're gonna be there, and you're gonna be is that gonna be working? Yes, and then 2 in, and then 2 in. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So we do this, and this is set to horizontal to vertical. So I'm gonna go this down, and there. I'm gonna get first these two are connecting, and then that works. That works. And then, ooh. We have some kind of critter nearby that is really insistent on me not being allowed to build here, but that's okay. We're fine. There. Now that is beautiful. And that means we can go out here and then build some more stuff. Okay, so I think I want to do... Let's actually get this water pump in and see what we need. And like some of this is shallow water. There's some shallow water here. This is too deep, but this is fine. So let's take this out. Like that. And that should only be 8 outbound, yes. Okay, so let's switch it over to here. I'm gonna get 1, and then there have to be two blocks between them. There we go. And then let's get a water pump. And unfortunately we don't have a... Usually, previously on Satisfactory, there we had this part where I could actually also sort of move it, align it towards the one on the right hand side. But alas, that is not a thing anymore. So I kind of have to just go here. Let's see.
That may indeed be water. Try
Maybe.
submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
Okay, I think I'll do that then. And it just needs 3 tiles, so, and then it needs 9 tiles out, and that means this should not be necessary. There we go, and I can take these pipes. 1, 2. Oops, did I misplace it? Yes, I did. And we do the same thing over here. And now each of these are producing 120. I think I'll scale it down to 100 because then I still have a full pipe. And for some reason they're not possible to copy paste them anymore. I don't know if it will used to be possible, but I don't feel that I had to set them up manually, but I do have to set them up manually now. So they're gonna go in here. And then go from this location. And like that. Right, let's set up the rest. Everything is hooked up and it is just waiting for me to plug it in. We have coal stabilized on the belt, so that's nice. And I will now hook this one up and that should get it going. So fingers crossed, it will work. It'll also just use a lot more power. Ooh, that's crazy how dangerous that is. Okay, well, it's probably gonna, hopefully it won't crash. Hopefully it'll just barely fill up the water before it crashes. So these are just cranking out water and it just fill up these segments. All of these just have to be filled up slowly, slowly, slowly. Get over here so that they can start being pushed up. Nothing is getting pushed up yet. But hey, this looks awesome, right? This looks amazing. We are just checking, so all of this is completely devoid of coal because we're not getting it in, but only the first 8 are going to be filled up. That should be 8. That's 600 plus 600. I guess that's kind of it. Yes, 600 on either side. No, there's 600 in total. So that's 600 total. But if the whole thing, or when the whole thing works, then that is, we have 18 times 2 times 75. So that's 2,700 megawatt of power. So 2.7 gigawatt of power just from coal. And taking 2 mines out of it. And so that's good. So we are starting to see a little bit of flow. Not much flow there. There can easily be errors here. Okay, these are coming in. Yes, so there should be some flow. Why no flow? Okay, okay, this one started to flow now. And this one, oh, okay, good. So it just hit to fill up this and then fill up that segment and then it started pushing. Well, they're huffing and puffing, so let's just see if we can get down there. All of this is just slowly filling up. You can see how little pressure there is here. And it has to go all the way down to this part before it even gets in. And there's like 7 pressure here. Anything? Yes, 0.7. They look, there's a little bit of water here. Yay, we got a little bit of water. We started to see these spikes up here. So that's just wait a little bit for this one to stabilize. Then we're going to have a look at it again. And then once that's up, activated, we can reactivate the steel because then we actually have enough power to feed the steel. I think we're there. I think things have stabilized and we've now got enough water for all of them. And if we look at this, yeah, it's keeping up. And you can see here it says 1200. That is, of course, I just got the math wrong as always. The stuff out here gives 600. The stuff out here gives 600. So I have 1200 from this. And the way that it works, it says that now it's producing 1200 coming from the coal power plant. But the capacity is actually more. It's 720 more. The 720 more is from my biomass burners. So the biomass burners have now shut down and we're running purely on coal power. But we have this capacity for, well, later on. So we are now great capacity for power. We have our, all of this down here. This is designed for 2,700. This is designed for 2,700, but it's not going to give us 2,700 until, first of all, we need to feed belts up here. So these belts are going to be, this needs to look a little bit nicer, doesn't it? Not that I'm going to be putting too much effort into that niceness, but a little bit nicer it could. Yeah, so I need to make sure that I first prioritize getting this one running. Now that that's, let's have a look here. We can see the little bit of spike. This was a problem before, but not a problem now. So we need to generate a lot of this steel beams. So when we have a lot of steel beams, we can do Logistics Mark III. When we have Logistics Mark III, we can upgrade first the coal belt and the iron belt so that we get more Mark IIIs, and then the coal belt into here, and then we can get the whole thing running, and that'll make this look nicer. Here we are. We've now completed what I would call the starter base. The starter base up to and including the steel. So we got reinforced iron plates, we got the rotors, we got steel, both pipes and beams, and we got coal power, enough coal power that we don't need to worry about it. That's my starter base. The stuff we don't have in our starter base that you could argue that you want in the starter base, like I have Caterium, but I don't have it automated. I have enough to sort of build a little bit here and there. I don't have quartz. That's really difficult to get. I don't have modular frames, but I don't really care about it. I can have a handcraft of that. And I don't have industrial beams because I don't have the alternate recipe. And then, you know, I think that's more of where we try and get into the bigger base. So what I really want to do next part is actually start making a bus base, because that's the intention of this giant platform, is to make a nice bus base. We down here have our coal power plant, which is, I mean, this looks nice. This is nice and organized, and it's all huffing and puffing. This looks great, and they are all feeding in here. So we now have 2,625. Ah, there's one of them that's not working. One is not working. Are you kidding me? All right, well, that's a exercise for the viewer to figure out which one is not. There we go. That one's not working. Ha! No fuel. Somehow this is not working. Maybe that's the part about the thing that broke. I don't know. Maybe that's the bug we just discovered here. I do have coal in my inventory. No power. Maybe it'll work now. There we go. Now it's coming in again. Good. All right. So now we can look at it, and it's now up to 2,700 words. It should be. Excellent. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you can be inspired by the designs here, if you are inspired by them, and if you are a patron supporter, then you can get access to the save games, and you they will be available for download with a link on Patreon and also on Discord. And of course, I should warn you that if you use the save, then you are locked out of achievements, Steam achievements, if that's the thing you are excited about, because we are using this fly mode. Let me know in the comment section what you think about using fly mode. I think it gives a much more calmer look, and we can actually see what's going on instead of sort of roaming down. So I like it, and especially for YouTube, and so I can get as much coverage as done. And it's a beautiful game. It's just a shame that we can't see it unless we're sort of hovering a little bit above the ground level. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more factory content. Also, check out my live streams on Twitch TV/Nilaus. Until next time, take care and stay effective.